Oh my God! Dealers can't sell these cars!
Fastest, slowest selling cars for the month of July, folks, from your friends here at the Edge of Cars. Dad, let's do the top 10 fastest and slowest selling cars. Number 10, slowest selling car in the United States of America in the month of July, the Ram 3500 heavy-duty pickup truck. The way we think about this is market days supply. That is how many days it would take to sell all of the available inventory of that particular vehicle based on current sales rates and obviously the amount of inventory on dealer lots. The Ram 3500 has a 224 days supply, average transaction price of almost $80,000. There are 19,000 of them for sale nationwide, and only 3,828 have sold in the last 45 days. That's number 10, slowest selling.
Well, aren't we lucky? And then right next to them is the Jeep Gladiator, 225-day supply of cars. It's only going to take them 225 days to sell all of those Gladiators. There's 26,500 of them out there, and they've only sold 5,307 in the last 45 days. One has to wonder how they even sold that many.
When we get to the fastest selling, which will be there in about, 6 minutes, or jump ahead if you would like, you will see the day's supply is more like 30 or 20, not 230 or 220. Number 8 on the list, the Jaguar XF with a 229-day supply, 815 for sale, so much less on the volume side, and only 160 have sold. The Lincoln Navigator, Dad, 238-day supply, $104,000 average transaction price. Wow. 9,107 of those for sale nationwide, yet only 1,700 have sold in the last 45 days. Then you have back-to-back Audis, the Q4 Sportback e-tron and the Q4 e-tron, 238 and 254 days supply respectively. And yeah, they're not selling particularly fast.
Yeah, pretty much tells you that the rose has come off the bloom, so to speak, when it comes to some of these EVs that are available out there. There are some lovely vehicles that are available, and they remain available because nobody seems to want to buy them at the price points that they're at. The Q4 e-tron and the Q4 Sportback e-tron are just two of the latest examples of that, but we've got a couple more coming up.
Yeah, EVs do make up a non-trivial portion of the slowest selling cars in the United States of America right now. Dad, there is also another theme, and that is the lost automotive continent of Stellantis. They have three out of the top 4 slowest selling cars. Let's get into the top 4. The Maserati Levante, that is the SUV from Maserati, 344 days supply. It is going to take all of the Maserati dealers in the United States of America an entire year to sell all of their current inventory, and that's assuming Maserati doesn't send them any new ones, which last time I checked, that's what the automaker likes to do. They like to push more inventory out. $101,000 average transaction price, 903 on dealer lots, 118 have sold in the last 45 days. I'm going to run through the next 2 and get your take on these 3. The Dodge Hornet, that is a long-standing champion of the slowest selling cars list. 384 days supply, $42,000 average transaction price. 16,000 of them on dealer lots right now. 16,000, yet less than 2,000 have sold in the last 45 days.
What does it say when Hertz, Enterprise, Budget, and Avis won't buy those cars? That tells you everything you need to know. Even they don't want them because they can't rent them. And if they can't rent them, I don't know how the hell the Dodge dealers are ever going to sell them.
16,000 of them, folks, and over a year's worth of inventory, and that assumes Dodge doesn't send them anymore. The Fiat 500e, we've got another electric vehicle here. A 400, we're into the 4s, 459 days supply. Under a $35,000 average transaction price, 1,000 of them for sale nationwide, and 100 have sold in the last 45 days. And then, Dad,
may I say one thing first? Fiat may want to ask Spike Lee for their money back because he doesn't seem to be moving the needle on the 500e. Just my thoughts.
It's a good commercial, though. Dad, number 1 slowest selling vehicle, a new entrant on this list, the Acura Z, as in zebra, or Zach, DX. Nearly a 600 days supply, a $70,000 average transaction price. 3,000 of them have flowed onto dealer lots. and 223 have sold in the last 45 days. Break down the ZDX, what it is, and why it's number one right now, but maybe it'll go down over time.
Well, it's number one right now because it just came out. Literally, I'm guessing within the last month or
2 months.
In the last 2 months, it was just released, and so the dealers have them. The advertising has just started to kick in. But whether or not there is demand for a $70,000 electric Acura, I don't know. But you could see there a large percentage of the top 10 are made up of EVs. So even though EV sales still continue to climb, and the percentage of EV sales have continued to go up, it is going up at a much slower rate than anybody anticipated. And those cars are, like, in many cases, boat anchors. Not sure I want to be on that boat.
There are two themes in that list: electric vehicles and Stellantis. They can't sell. That's the theme. Dad, the top 10 fastest selling vehicles, there's some themes here as well. It's called Toyota, Lexus, Honda, and sneak in a Land Rover as well. I'm going to run through this list and we'll get your commentary. Lexus NX, 10th fastest selling new car in the United States of America, 33 days supply, 1,357 for sale nationwide, yet 1,872 have sold in the last 45 days. Immediately, you can see the inverse in total for sale and the amount that have sold. Toyota RAV4, 32 days supply. Toyota Corolla Cross, 31 days supply. Honda Pilot, 30 days supply. Toyota Highlander, 30 days supply. Land Rover, Range Rover, 29 days supply, almost 150,000 big ones to get your hands on one of those. Then we're back to reality. Toyota Sienna, 26 days supply. Honda HRV, 23 days supply. Honda CRV, 20 days supply. Toyota Camry, 20 days supply. To put this into context, that Camry, there are 8,000 of them for sale nationwide, yet almost 20,000 have sold in the last 45 days. All right, what are the themes here, Pops?
Well, the other thing to put into context is, except for that Range Rover, okay, at $145,000 average selling price, there is not another vehicle on this list that is over $49,000.
51 for the Sienna, but I mean, that's still 50 grand.
8 out of the 10 are below or well below a $50,000 transaction price, which indicates to me that the vast majority of buyers out there, the ones that are looking to do something and do something quickly, are those who are looking to do it affordably. And these vehicles are the affordable ones. That's why they're selling as quickly as they are, especially in comparison to the 10 slowest, which the least expensive was the Fiat 500e. But the problem with that is, well, it's a Fiat.
The other cheap one, the Dodge Hornet, cheap one at $42,000, and it's still not selling. All the others are well north of $50,000. I think your point is well heard. Affordability plays a major role in this. And we also recently filmed a video on the most reliable brands. Pretty sure not Land Rover. Let me be very clear. Not Land Rover. You want to drive a Land Rover every day, get 2 of them. But Honda, Toyota, Lexus, reliable. These other brands on this list, last time I checked that, Lincoln fell out of the top 10 most reliable car brands year over year. So I think it's affordability and reliability. That's what we're seeing in these numbers.
I couldn't agree more.